In the shadowed corridors of global power, a name is whispered with a mixture of awe and suspicion: Bilderberg. This is not a formal organization, but an annual, private gathering of the world's most influential figures. Heads of state, titans of industry, financial moguls, and media barons convene under a strict veil of secrecy. The first of these clandestine meetings took place in May 1954 at the Hotel de Bilderberg in Oosterbeek, Netherlands, Scotland. Its stated purpose was to foster dialogue between Europe and North America in the fragile post-war era. The official narrative presents the group as a benign forum for informal, off-the-record discussions. Participants are bound by the Chatham House rule, ensuring anonymity for all speakers. This rule, they claim, allows for a level of candor impossible on the public stage. No resolutions are voted upon, no minutes are published, and no policy statements are ever issued. Yet, it is this very opacity that fuels the fires of conspiracy. Critics do not see a simple debating society. They see a shadow world government. They argue that the group's true purpose is to orchestrate global events from behind the scenes. The guest list, released just days before each meeting, reads like a who's who of global power. This concentration of influence in one private space is, for many, inherently undemocratic. Theorists claim that major global policies are not debated, but decided at these gatherings. The creation of the European Union, for instance, is said to have been a Bilderberg project. The concept of a single European currency was allegedly nurtured in these secret talks. Attendees like Bill Clinton and Tony Blair were present shortly before, rising to their nation's highest offices. This has led to accusations that the group is a kingmaker, selecting future world leaders. The group's core is its steering committee, an even more exclusive inner circle. This committee curates the agenda and handpicks every guest. Figures like David Rockefeller were long-standing members of this influential body. Their goal, according to critics, is nothing less than a new world order. This would be a world with a single government, a single economy, and a single military. National sovereignty would be an artifact of a bygone era. Investigative journalists have spent their lives trying to penetrate the group's wall of silence. They camp outside the luxury hotels, hoping for a glimpse of the attendees or a leaked document. They describe a security operation of immense scale, often funded by taxpayers. Police create vast perimeters, closing roads and restricting public access. This level of protection, they argue, is not for a private gathering but for a government in waiting. Inside, the world's problems are discussed and perhaps their solutions decided. Financial crises, wars, and technological shifts are all on the unofficial agenda. The group's defenders dismiss these theories as paranoid fantasies. They insist it is merely a talking shop for the global elite. It is a place for talent spotting, where future leaders can be observed. They argue that it is natural for powerful people to want to speak freely with their peers. The secrecy is not to hide a conspiracy, but to encourage honest conversation. Yet, the questions persist, refusing to be silenced. Why such extreme secrecy for a simple discussion forum? Why is there no public record of what is said or who influences the debate? How can discussions among such powerful individuals not influence global policy? The line between informal discussion and policy formation seems perilously thin. The group's influence is thought to be subtle, a gentle shaping of consensus. Ideas are floated, alliances are forged, and a common direction is established. This consensus then filters down through the attendees' respective networks of power. A decision made in a secluded hotel can become government policy months later. The rise of the internet has brought new scrutiny to the Bilderberg Group. Information, once the domain of dedicated researchers, is now widely available. Alternative media outlets and citizen journalists track the group's every move. The official website, a relatively recent concession, lists participants and general topics. But this limited transparency has done little to quell suspicion. For many, it is seen as a calculated public relations move, not genuine openness. Core of the conspiracy remains the idea of manufactured consent. The belief that the big questions of our time are settled before they reach the public arena. That democracy is a performance, and the real decisions are made elsewhere. The group's membership has evolved, now including tech giants and Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. The heads of Google, Facebook, and major AI labs are now common attendees. This shifts the focus of conspiracy from old money to the new power of information. Control of data and artificial intelligence is seen as the new frontier of global control. Are they discussing how to manage these technologies for the good of humanity? Or are they deciding how to use them to solidify their own power? The truth, as with all things concerning Bilderberg, remains elusive. It is a puzzle with most of its pieces missing, left to be filled by speculation. The group itself remains silent, wrapped in its traditional cloak of invisibility. Its power may not be in direct commands, but in the shaping of what is considered possible. By setting the boundaries of debate, they can guide the world without ever leaving a trace, whether it is a global conspiracy or an influential talking shop. One thing is certain. The annual meeting of the Bilderberg Group represents a level of power and influence that few can comprehend. And as long as it meets in secret, it will continue to be a symbol of a world run by an unseen elite. The whispers will persist, echoing in the halls of power and on the fringes of society. Who runs the world? The question hangs in the air, unanswered. The Bilderberg Group's existence ensures the debate over hidden influence will never cease. Each year, a new luxury hotel is chosen for the clandestine gathering. Location is kept secret until the last possible moment. This secrecy adds another layer to the mystique surrounding the group. Protesters gather at the gates, their voices a stark contrast to the silence within. They hold signs decrying globalism and secret government. Inside, the architects of finance and policy discuss the world's future. The topics of discussion are broad, covering geopolitical and economic trends. The rise of China was a recurring topic long before it dominated headlines. The challenges of cybersecurity were debated before the public understood the threat. This foresight is seen by some as proof of their role in shaping events. Others see it as a natural outcome of gathering intelligent, informed people. The group's enduring power lies in its network. The connections forged in these meetings last for decades. A favor exchanged in private can have massive public consequences. The very idea of a Bilderberg man has entered the lexicon. It refers to a member of a transnational elite, loyal to class rather than country. This globalist perspective is at the heart of populist opposition. They argue that national interests are being subverted. The group's defenders would call this an enlightened, international outlook. They believe global problems require global solutions. This requires a space for leaders to think beyond their immediate political constraints. The debate often boils down to trust. Do you trust that the elite are working in the public's best interest? Or do you believe that power, especially unchecked power, inevitably corrupts? The Bilderberg Group is the ultimate test case for this question. Its legacy is one of profound ambiguity. It is either the prudent guardian of the Western world or its secret master. The narrative you choose depends on your faith in the institutions that govern society. For believers in the conspiracy, the evidence is all circumstantial, yet overwhelming. For skeptics, the lack of hard proof is evidence of the theory's emptiness. The group's influence is like a ghost in the machine of global politics. Some attendees have occasionally broken their silence, offering cryptic remarks. Dennis Healey, a former UK Chancellor, once admitted the goal of a one-world government was not wholly unfair. No hoo-ha. Such comments are seized upon by theorists as rare glimpses behind the curtain. The official response is always the same. The comments are taken out of context. The group's power may be in its ability to set the agenda for global conversation. What is discussed at Bilderberg often becomes a topic of global importance years later. This creates a feedback loop of perceived influence and power. The more powerful the group is perceived to be, the more influential it becomes. Its greatest strength is the mystery it cultivates. By saying nothing, it allows others to imagine everything. The annual ritual of secrecy, speculation, and protest continues. It has become a permanent feature of the political landscape. The group's founders could not have imagined the mythology it would spawn. They sought to foster transatlantic understanding in the shadow of the Cold War. They created a forum so exclusive and secret it became a legend. The conspiracy of the Bilderberg Group is a story with no ending. As long as the powerful meet in secret, the public will wonder why. Silence from inside the hotel only amplifies the noise outside. It is a perfect storm of power, secrecy, and suspicion. The group's true nature may be far more mundane than the theories suggest. Perhaps it is just a place for the lonely at the top to speak with peers. But the symbolism is too powerful to ignore. It represents a global order that is increasingly disconnected from the lives of ordinary people. The Bilderberg Group did not create this disconnect, but it perfectly embodies it. The questions will continue to be asked, year after year. Who is inside that hotel? What are they discussing? And what does it mean for the rest of us? The answers remain behind the closed doors of the Bilderberg meeting. A silent testament to a power that operates beyond public view. The world keeps turning, shaped by forces both seen and unseen. And the Bilderberg Group remains one of the great, unresolved mysteries of our time.